Hello everyone! Today I'm playing Jund Dinosaurs. I saw this deck on Jeff Hoagland's stream a little while ago, and the way it plays out is actually really cool. So, what's different about this deck than you might expect it is not green-red dinosaurs splashing some black cards. It's actually black-green splashing Regisaur Alpha. So what this allows you to do is, currently in Standard, the mana's really wonky for 3-color. You never have all the dual lands you want. And so it's good to pick a guild pairing, like Golgari, and then splash another color instead of, say, if this were green-red, we don't have Stomping Ground, and so we don't have the best dual lands for our main colors. So, why do we have black mana? In the main deck, it's just a couple Moment of Craving and a couple Ritual of Soot and some Assassin's Trophies. Just removal, which is a fine thing to splash. Mono green doesn't have it, and the deck is otherwise mono green. And we're playing red because Regisaur Alpha is insane. A 4/4 with a 3/3 like kicker that comes with it is more than good enough. That's 7 power across 2 bodies for 5 mana. But then also giving haste to a Carnage Tyrant is insane and will steal you a lot of games. So why play Dinosaurs? Why not just green, black, red, good stuff? And the answer is actually in these cheap cards. Commune with Dinosaurs is comparable to Ancient Stirrings. This fixes you mana, it finds you lands if you want it, and it digs for our sweet dinosaurs that we actually win the game with. It will sometimes whiff and hit you a land because we don't have that many dinosaurs. We have 13, which is good enough. You will usually find a dinosaur if you want one, but you will whiff more than you'll be happy with. Thunderherd Migration, as long as we have dinosaurs, is just rampant growth. They haven't printed rampant growth in Standard in a long time, and there's a reason for that. It is really, really good. And finally, Llanowar Elves. We kind of consistently don't have great Llanowar Elves decks, which is surprising. People play it in their green-black decks, and it's fine. You ramp into some pretty mediocre cards. But what this deck does is, with the addition of Thunderherd Migration, we can play turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Thunderherd, turn 3 one of these 5-drops. And let me tell you, neither of these 5-drops are remotely reasonable on turn 3. They're just insane. Moving on to the sideboard, this is actually where more of the black is. Cast Downs and Eldest Reborns as more removal / value play. Duress and actually Banefire plus the 4th Carnage Tyrant as our anti-control cards. Normally, ramp decks have a pretty tough time with control. You have fewer threats because you're playing cards like Llanowar Elves and Thunderherd Migration, and so you just flood out, they answer your one mediocre creature, and you die. But 4 Carnage Tyrant has something to say about that, plus Duress to pick apart their hand. Finally, Thrashing Brontodon. Not entirely sure what this is for. I don't know what artifacts or enchantments we're scared of, but it's not my deck, so I don't know. And Deathgorge Scavenger is good against graveyard-type decks like black-green or anything like that. This deck is cool, and I hope I can show that off. I'll be back with the games in a sec. Alright, getting into the first match with Jund Dinosaurs. I'm pretty excited about this one. I have traditionally liked this type of deck, and I feel like this one might have the tools to really do something. During a Theros Standard, I played red-green dinosaurs a fair bit. Or, red-green monsters. We didn't have dinos back then. And I really liked that deck, but it never felt like the interaction was quite good enough. It just felt like you kind of played a Pelucranos and hoped. But this deck's interaction is much better. Assassin's Trophy and Ritual of Soot are both great. Opponent went to 4. They are probably going to be in trouble, but we might just flit out and die, so certainly not counting any chickens right now. Kept this hand off the back of, we had all of our colors, which isn't free in a 3-color deck. Decent piece of interaction. Oh my. Might have to blow that up. Not yet, but okay. Well, that's a good draw. But yeah, so we had acceleration, all of our colors, removal, and a top-end threat. I would have liked to draw a 4-drop first, but outside of that, Regisaur Alpha was the best thing we could have drawn there. because it is a card that we can play earlier than the Carnage Tyrant. It's one of our best individual cards, and specifically it curves extremely well into Carnage Tyrant. So got 4 cards in hand, playing Thaumatic Compass. Okay, so this is probably some sort of ramp deck. They're probably planning to play a very slow game and win with huge amounts of card advantage. We are not going to let the game go on that long. They can probably guess that we're a Dinosaurs deck just off of the Regisaur Alpha plus Carnage Tyrant, but there's no reason to play a Ripjaw Raptor since we're just going to kill them on this next turn, so I won't bother doing that. Just attack with everybody, get it done. Yep. They probably should have conceded. I had already guessed that this was a Naya ramp deck, but no reason to show more information if you're dead on board. They weren't even getting the Thaumatic Compass to flip. It wasn't close to really being anything there. Alright, so what do we do against a ramp deck? Ritual of Soot is probably awful, and so is Moment of Craving. They might bring in creatures that'll make me regret that, but I bet they don't have any to start with. Might just be 4 Duress here. This can slow them down and possibly take their top end. I don't know exactly what the top end is going to be. It might just be like a Banefire to kill me. It might be some big ridiculous creature. I think I'm going to start with just boarding in the 4 Duress, and I'll look towards Eldest Reborn or some of the other cards. Otherwise, do I want to cut Assassin's Trophies for Brontodons? This card is a threat and destroyed both of the important things they showed me. So, I think this is right. We shall see. We've got a pretty powerful proactive game plan, so unless they show something that forces us to change game plan, I think we're just good with this. I'll be interested to see, because once you're in Naya, well, pretty much in any color combination in Standard, there are a lot of good ramping options. Even, you've got the more mid-rangey threats like Doom Whisperer, but there's Carnage Tyrant, and it goes all the way up to, like, Zakama. If they quickly hit 9 mana and play that, then I could just die. The Dawn of Hope, I assumed was just, like a mana sink. Like, they would just use it to keep putting out chump blockers and drawing cards and stuff. But, I don't know, maybe their deck has more going on than was immediately obvious. Choosing whether or not to play first. I want to play first. Unfortunately, we have to mulligan. Sand is better. We could really use a 3 or a 4 drop. We'll look to scry that on top. Sure. Looks good to me. So let's just play a turn 3 Vivien Reid. Like, if they don't do anything until a turn 3 Thaumatic Compass, we're just gonna run away with the game off that. It's kind of funny that they, with Circuitous Route, it's pretty certain that they are a dedicated ramp deck, but we have much better ramping tools available to us. Llanowar Elves back for the first time in a long time, and I don't think Rampant Growth has been in Standard since, well, now I look like a fool, because they show that they have the migration as well. But yeah, Rampant Growth hasn't been in Standard since M12, so yeah, let's go ahead. Reveal this Dino. Let's see, we have a single black. We want to get our second black, even though we don't have any double black cards left, I guess. It means any more Dragonskull Summits will come in tapped. I don't think it mattered too much what we took there. Let's see what happens. They have... I'm a little scared because of the Thunderherd Migration. They have like one good turn here where if they do something powerful and proactive, we might be in trouble. If they don't, though, I think we're just going to start drawing cards with Vivien and win the game pretty easily. Naya, not a great color combination at dealing with a big planeswalker like this. Yeah, okay, nothing. Sweet. Go, Vivien, go! I I think I might just look for a land here to guarantee Carnage Tyrant for next turn, rather than just digging for another threat. Not sure. We'll see what we see. Oh, okay. Now I definitely want to look for a land, so we can just keep building up resources to get towards these.
I've lost so much no one knows the wilds like I do.
Yeah, I think I just take, well, yeah, let's take the third green. Alright, they have like one turn to exile this, or it's going to draw us another card, and we're really off to the races, but... like, if they say land Ixalan's Binding here, then I could be in trouble. Regisaur Alpha. Not quite, but similarly irritating. That means the Carnage Tyrant's hasty next turn? Oh boy. We did not really sideboard correctly for this. Alright, Vivien, what do you got? What do we see? Well, that's a good card. Let's go ahead and get that guy down. We'll see how they attack. This is unfortunate because they can play Carnage Tyrant if they have a land and attack Vivien with everything. And then... not entirely sure how we're supposed to block if they do that, because she's guaranteed to die if they attack with all three. So we might be supposed to double block the Carnage Tyrant and then hope that our Tyrant is a trump for their board. If they don't have the 6th land, though, I think we're actually just in good shape. We can just trade off on our blockers. They can't play the Tyrant. Vivien keeps drawing us cards while we play our ridiculous top-end monsters. This game is surprisingly interesting for a ramp mirror. Usually these are just big, dumb, smash your creatures into each other matches. Just gonna go ahead and trade there. I don't think there are any viable pumps they could have been playing that would have killed Vivien. Like, even if they had some sort of giant growth, I don't really care if she gets put to 1. That doesn't matter. Alright, Vivien, what do we got? What do we do here? Regisaur Alpha puts down the most bodies, but Ripjaw Raptor is going to threaten to just run away with the game against this Legion War boss. So I think I'm actually going to do that. Reveal Dino card. Hey, I have a Ripjaw Raptor. They might be able to plink her for a couple damage here, but I am fine with that, given that we will draw a card out of the exchange and eat most of their board. They need something quite good here to avoid... like, if they just play more creatures and pass, not only is Vivien drawing a good card every turn, Ripjaw Raptor is going to start drawing us cards too, because the Legion War Boss Goblin does have to attack. Let's see what they do. Again, Naya, not great at dealing with Ripjaw Raptor. Green creatures to trumpet doesn't really work, and red burn is absolutely awful. All they could really do is like an Ixalan's Binding or something like that, and we're starting to put out enough threats that they don't have enough of those to go around. Huh. I'm actually going to play pretty conservatively here. I'm going to block like this. I could, if I like block here and they have a Lightning Strike, I get to draw 2 cards, but I don't think I'm losing the game on a card advantage axis. I think I'm losing on board presence, so I want to keep my 4/5 around, since that beats almost every card out of the opponent's deck, except this specifically. And they just keep bricking on that land. That's pretty unfortunate for them. Let's see, 4 going up to 8 mana. Well, let's uptick with Vivien, see what we find.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Alright, we're just seeing all the Regisaur Alphas in the world. I am cool with that. I think I actually just play Carnage Tyrant here and say go. Next turn I can play a Regisaur Alpha and a Ripjaw Raptor. One card I have to be concerned about, because they've held on to these 3 cards for a long time. I know they don't have a 6th land for Carnage Tyrants, so that's that one, and there might be more Carnage Tyrants. Another likely candidate is Settle the Wreckage, and so I don't want to just play Regisaur Alpha and attack with 15 creatures and get settled and lose the game. Can be conservative, like just attack with a Carnage Tyrant every turn or something like that. This will easily win the game by itself. I don't need to attack for 30 in one shot. Taking their time. I kind of assume at this point that it is like a Settle the Wreckage and maybe like a ramp spell or something like that. They want to leave the Settle up so they don't just die, but they really want to be playing something proactively to get Carney down. Yeah, sure, I'll draw a card. Sure. Oh, we can just play and kick that. Let's uptick Vivien first.
The wilds are my shield.
Yep, Thrashing Brontodon, that's fine. Yeah, I think I'm actually just gonna kick this. Commits a body, gets this off the table, which does cut off my draw engine, but I can just start closing the game. I'll just attack with Carnage Tyrant this turn. Still got a good board, and quickly run away with things. And if they ever do tap out for the Carnage Tyrant, I can double Regisaur Alpha, and they're just dead. Let's fight that one. Combat. Go, Implacable Death Lizard. Gotta Settle the Wreckage. Another Seal Away. That is another card they could have, is more Seal Aways, since I haven't had tapped creatures in a while. But those are not good against Carnage Tyrant. Go ahead, play your Carnage Tyrant, I dare you. It will not end well for you, I promise. Block here, take 1, then they'd take 9, 16, 23. Even with a Carnage Tyrant on board. That is a lot of damage. Assuming I can find an untapped land with Vivien Reid, but every land in my deck comes in untapped now, so the odds of there being a land in the top 4 are pretty high. Mulling over their options. Again, they might just have a Settle the Wreckage, probably saying, do I play some cards and hope? Or do I... Because they're not dead on board with the Carnage Tyrant, they're only taking 10. But yeah, if they do have Settle the Wreckage, then they can live here, but still not going to go well for them, because I can commit more to the board than they can remove. Sure. Let's take another removal spell. Alright, let's threaten lethal here. Leaving up 2 good bodies, and I'll play another one post-combat. Yep. Goodbye, friends. Grab one of each, because why not? And then play another Ripjaw Raptor. Notably, Vivien now on 8, so at any time she can just ultimate, and then really any creature in our deck can probably win the game without too much trouble. Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible is ridiculous. Oh, also +2/+2, so like, even just the token from a Regisaur Alpha is going to trump every card in their deck except Carnage Tyrant, and it can just keep hitting them forever. They can only have 4 Settle the Wreckages total. That is a hard limit. Yep, they concede. The onslaught of dinos was too much. As I said early in that game, they basically had the one turn, their turn 3, to stick something good and pressure Vivien, and that's how they could have won. But as soon as they missed that window, we just drew way too many cards and were able to trade all over the place while staying ahead. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the next one. Alright, second match. It was kind of weird, that last match. I felt like we saw 2 completely different decks. Well, not completely. They were both ramp decks, but... I guess this is fine. Our colors work. We can possibly find, like, a 3-drop or something. We've got good top end. The only thing Commune doesn't find is ramp cards. It doesn't find, the Rampant Growth or Llanowar Elves, which is a little unfortunate. Guess we just take the very top end. Just try to curve 4, 5, 6, hope that's good enough. Would love to draw a Thunderherd Migration this next turn. Let's see what the opponent is on. Cinder Barons. Okay. Llanowar Elves is an excellent draw. If they kill it, we'll be a little sad, because we don't have anything to do on 3. But if they don't kill it, Ripjaw Raptor will be great. also our 5th mana source, so if it doesn't die, we're set up to Raptor into Regisaur Alpha without even drawing another land. Killing my guy, maybe? Yeah, cast down. Okay. I am fine with that. 1-for-1 removal on my bad creatures is okay with me. Grixis, a little less happy for me than red-black. Implies they're probably just a hard control deck. They're going to start countering my stuff. Carnage Tyrant might just win the game, but if anything else happens, like, I'm going to play this Ripjaw Raptor and it's probably just going to die. Let us try, though. Yep, sure. Happy to see something that just cleanly dies to removal get countered instead of Vivien Reid. If there's one card that I want to resolve, even if it immediately gets contempted, it's this one. Because she trades up, like, she'll get us a good card, even if she does get countered, and if she doesn't, she will just bury them and win the game so fast. For that reason, I'm going to lead on my Regisaur Alphas. These also make the opponent want to counter instead of killing it, because it makes the 2 bodies. And so, okay, we've already gone through 2 Sinister Sabotages, and they only have 4 cards in hand. If they run out of stuff, and Vivien sticks, that's how we could win this game. Luckily, one of our Rituals of Soot is on the bottom of our deck, due to the Commune with Dinosaurs, so there's only one more, like, unbelievably terrible card in our deck. Alright. What do you have? What are you taking? Probably this one, since it's, like, unbeatable. No. Regisaur Alpha, really? Maybe they have a negate? Yeah, that makes me think they have a negate. Otherwise, there's no way you take this card instead of Vivien Reid, right? Am I being too clever for my own good here? Maybe, but I'm just gonna stick my 5/5. Yeah, didn't even, like, give them priority there. Okay, they do have a kill spell, though. So, I'm thinking that they do not have a counter spell that can counter a creature. Yeah, that might have been too clever. Maybe I'm just supposed to walk her into it because the upside is so high if she does resolve. They only had 2 mana up, so even if they have, like, a Vraska's Contempt, they'd have to tap out on their next turn, which is, like, terrible for them. Still, we got them down to 4 cards. They missed their 5th land drop before. They certainly don't want to go, say, like, land Doom Whisper or something like that. That would be terrible for them. 4 mana Bolas would be really irritating here. We'd probably pitch the Carnage Tyrant, just because Vivien can downtick and kill Bolas and then still threaten to run away with the game. This is a little tough for both players here. I need to draw another land for Carnage Tyrant, but I really need to keep drawing gas. If they ever draw a card draw spell and get to resolve it, we'll probably just fall too far behind. So, like, I need to keep casting these must answer threats, otherwise I just lose the game. But I also need to draw what is essentially a blank as far as presenting threats. Timing out. They are either very unhappy about the way the game's going, or their turn is very complicated. One or the other. Maybe they have all 4 Doom Whisperers in hand. The suspense is killing me. The deck I played earlier this week had the Vampire Mind Rot, the, what's it called? Arterial Flow. And that would have been really mean right here if they'd just gotten our last 2 cards that way. I think if that ever became popular, people would just play Nullhide Ferox, though. Just hang on to those the whole game until you get Arterial Flowed. Oh my, they appear to be timing out. I'll come back with sideboarding, I guess. No, they were just taking a long time to decide if they wanted to Vraska's Contempt Vivien, I guess. Well, I'm glad those 4 lands aren't on top of our deck anymore. We went from, I assumed, winning because I thought they were going to time out, to we could very easily lose this game. Like another Thought Erasure here, and we're just kind of dead. That is more beatable. No Thought Erasure, please. Yes. Go! Do they have an answer for my big dumb dino? Eldest Reborn, the game's basically over. Outside of that, Doom Whisperer can trade, I guess. Kinda wish we had our Moment of Craving back, but... maybe I should hold on to 7th land in case, Yep, alright. So, I don't know why they made me wait for like 2 minutes as they used all their timeouts, but... because they went down to the wire on that Vraska's Contempt, but... oh well. So, Duress is in. Carnage Tyrant in. Do I want the Eldest Reborn? I'm gonna say no for the moment. Let's see, we're at 61 cards right now. Probably cut a Territorial Allosaurus. This can fight a Bolas, but not a Doom Whisperer. If I see like a whole bunch of creatures like Doom Whisperer and Bolas, then I'll bring the Eldest Reborns in next time. As is, I'm still leaving in a slightly large amount of interaction with the 4 Assassin's Trophies. I don't want to lose to a Thief of Sanity. But Assassin's Trophy is more flexible than Moment of Craving, so that's why I'm leaving that one in. These decks get a lot of mileage out of play control game 1, game 2 just stick a Thief of Sanity, and if the opponent cut all the removal, they just win the game with the 3-drop. Play first. Great. Sand has Elves into Migration into turn 3 Vivien. Could easily run away with the game. That said, we have 5 mana sources, and what is either going to be our salvation or the weakest card in our deck, so we might just flood out and die. But that's what you get for playing ramp decks. That happens sometimes. Opponent, what do you have? Tapped Steam Vents. I am fine with that. Pity we don't have a Dinosaur. We could Migration and Llanowar Elves. Then we'd have turn 3 Vivien even through a removal spell. As is, I'm just going to do the hard ramp card. Let's get our second green. Third green with Llanowar Elves, but second hard green. Play a Search for Escantor or something. We can Vivien blow it up and it'll still be a turn before they can even deal with this. No Thought Erasure, please. Ah, damn it. Yeah. We need to draw something. If we don't, we lose the game. We knew that that was reasonably likely. Okay. We have 4 Carnage Tyrants in our deck post board, so we could just draw one of those, and then if they don't have Eldest Reborn, we just win the game, but... well, even if they have Eldest Reborn, they need to kill the elves first, but... things got a lot worse for us when this happened. Yeah, sure, disinformation campaign, whatever. Oh boy. We have seen the highs and lows of playing a ramp deck in this league. If they cast, like, a Surveil card, like another Thought Erasure, I'm just gonna blow up this disinformation campaign, stop them from drawing more cards. Tapping out for that, huh? Huh. They probably have... I don't know, because... like, I don't know why you would play a bunch more card draw spells if you already have a disinformation campaign in your deck. Alright, let's tap Smart. They have a Sinister Sabotage again. I'm going to trophy this disinformation campaign. We don't want that to happen, but we need to try. Okay. Now we are officially very far behind. Just Assassin's Trophy is a 2-for-1 in that it gives them an extra land, and they already 2-for-1'd us with the campaign. And we have no threats left, so game is probably over, but we can keep trying for a bit. Maybe they just have a bunch of counters and they take way too much damage from Llanowar Elves. Apparently that is not on the menu. It looks like they're about to kill one. Yeah, cast down on Llanowar Elves. Okay. Still wondering about the Shock. I assume they have like a 4-mana card draw spell. Because Like Vraska. Yep, there's the Thief of Sanity. Vivien here would still get us back into the game. Can down tick kill that and then threaten to draw cards. Even if they kill one of these, which it looks like they're thinking about. Taking 2. Okay, they've got a counter up. Yep, I'm good. I don't need to see anymore. Yeah, that's playing ramp decks against control. You only have like 3 cards that matter, so if they counter those, you just lose the game. Alright, let's hope to bring a positive record back for the 3rd match. Okay, 3rd match. That last one was pretty rough. We even drew a Carnage Tyrant game 1, but they had probably the one answer in their 75. I mean, that's why they play it. Carnage Tyrant is not only popular in the Dinosaurs deck, but lately it seems to have been a pretty popular choice as like a 2 or 3 of in the Golgari decks. So if you're going to play a control deck, you need to show up with answers to that card. This thing kinda sucks, but I keep it anyway. It sucks because we can't play our elves on one, which doesn't affect the hand in itself, because we weren't playing this until turn 3 anyway. But, huh. Go ahead and play this Rootbound Crag tapped, since the swamp doesn't help that, but does help the other cards. We might not even elf next turn. Yeah, if opponent's playing mono red. Question is, do I Moment of Craving right now or wait to see something? I think I can go ahead and wait. If there's like a runaway Steamkin, I'd rather Moment of Craving that. Ripjaw Raptor will be excellent in this matchup. Do I take 2 damage here? Is the Steamkin enough better that I'll that I'm going to be happy having taken 2, but like still not good enough where I'll be sad using an Assassin's Trophy? I don't think so. I don't think the upside of holding it longer is very high. Luckily that can only shoot a creature. It's not the Ember Hauler. Yep. Well, I mean that's the reason. Well, not really. I can go ahead and do this. And I think I probably just trophy that. Do I trophy that now? Nah, because I trump that card so badly with my Raptor later. They did get me with waiting. They could have played this pre-combat for more damage, but I definitely would have killed it then. Saving Assassin's Trophy, possibly more than I should. Taking a fair amount of damage here because of it. I really want to be able to blow up the Frenzy card. That will actually be very bad for me if it gets going. Killing my elf, sure. Got anything else? Huh. Do I want to use my mana effectively? Because if they do have a way to get rid of Ripjaw Raptor, they're just going to run me over attacking for 6 next turn. Ugh, I'm being so indecisive here, and that's... Being indecisive in this way is worse than being too aggressive or too conservative. Kind of waffling back and forth, but I think this is okay. I think this card is good enough against red. They want a 4 for 5 for 1, I guess, if they want a double kill spell on this. Yep, go ahead. Unless they have main deck Lava Coil, this is still fine. Wouldn't mind drawing a Ritual of Soot here. Even if they have a Lava Coil, whatever. Still basically a 2 for 1. It's a-okay. They play a Frenzy, I will happily blow it up. No, kicked Sheevan Fire, wow. Still a 2 for 1, but wow, didn't expect that one. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and trophy this War Boss, because that needs to go away. No longer have a board to deal with that, I can't just keep taking a million from all the goblins. Go ahead and reveal Carnage Tyrant, because whatever. And then I can play my Overgrown Tomb tapped. And we are officially flooded out. We have 9 lands ready to go. But... So, I considered, is it better to not show the Carnage Tyrant? Should I do something else to hopefully win the game without showing it, or for whatever value that is? But instead they just conceded to the Carnage Tyrant, so I think we learned the answer. I think Territorial Allosaurus is bad here. Vivien's just okay. She can blow up Experimental Frenzy, which is great, but she's kind of slow and doesn't really affect the board. But Deathgorge Scavenger, fantastic. Thrashing Brontodon, also very good. Not entirely sure what I'm supposed to cut, though. Maybe a couple Assassin's Trophies? Because Brontodon is another answer to Frenzy, and is a better answer to creatures, since it's just big and just blocks. Go ahead and run this. I think this is okay. I really like how this deck basically gives you the option to be as reactive as you want. Once we go to the sideboarded games, we have so many reactive cards, and it's great. To turn 2 Brontodon, which should brick basically any attackers they could have, or eat 2 removal spells, you know, whatever. Oh, probably have a shock here. Maybe not, maybe their hand's just slow. Yeah, just hand's a little slow, that's fine too. We do need to find red for Regisaur Alpha, but... okay. Fine with that going away. Well, that is just excellent. Let's go ahead and Thunderherd. I'm going to reveal this here Thrashing Brontodon, and I'm going to go get my basic mountain. The Dinos Matters cards, it's really funny to me, because when Ixalan came out, Standard was still dominated by, like, Kaladesh stuff. Like, if you just compared the Dinosaurs Matters cards to, say, I'm going to play Brontodon because it blocks better, but Deathgorge Scavenger is a good draw. If you compared the Dinosaur Matters cards to, say, the Energy Matters cards, like, Commune with Dinosaurs was a good card, but Attune with Aether was busted, and so these cards were just kind of laughed at. But now that the really broken stuff is left, getting to play with these compared to the rest of the format is awesome. Okay, Fight with Fire. Looks like they were anticipating this type of thing. I'm going to take quite a bit of damage here. Hopefully Regisaur Alpha can lock up the board. Just gonna take 5, I'm not gonna trade off here. I could, but I'd rather just invalidate this 1/1 next turn. Oh, I can even leave it back as a blocker to trade next turn. Now, if I'd known that I had a Rootbound Crag on top, I would have just blocked. But I didn't know that, and I didn't want to take 2 from the Overgrown Tomb. Rekindling Phoenix, that is scary. We don't have any Vraska's Contempt or anything like that, so we kind of just need to outmuscle this, which is not easy. Go ahead and eat their 1/1. Let's commune with Dinosaurs before we do anything else. Ouch! That sucks. That's really bad. My graveyard, let's go ahead and eat this Llanowar Elves. Yeah, if a creature card is exiled, gain 2, sure. Don't really have good attacks because Rekindling Phoenix is a big fat jerk. Like I said, we might be able to outmuscle this, like if we draw a Carnage Tyrant, we'll just play it and smash them. There's some debate. Last turn, the block was definitely Regisaur Alpha. Wow, second Phoenix. This draw is very good against what we're doing. We still just can't attack. I think the game's over. Yeah, there's no way we can deal with this. Dang, that draw was very good. Early removal spells into a consistent threat, into ruin your life with the Phoenix. We don't really have any cards that make our Phoenix... that solve the Phoenix problem. Like, we've got a little bit of removal that we can hit it with after we trade to get into an egg, but that also sucks. Vivien Reid can, like, invalidate it as a blocker for a turn, but that also kind of sucks. Maybe that's their whole sideboard plan, though, is like good 4-drops. Maybe I do something like that. Let's try this. I was feeling really good after the first game, but really bad after the double Phoenix second game. We need to not lose to that card. And we are heavy enough black. Maybe we're supposed to have... Yeah, this hand's fine. Not great. Would love a Brontodon. We're heavy enough black, so maybe I should just have a bunch of Vraska's Contempt in the sideboard. Just to be able to handle cards like that. 1-drop, sure. That's kind of to be expected, given how it appears that they have sideboarded. Ripjaw Raptor actually lines up okay against the Phoenix. Alright. Because it can attack in, and even if they block, it doesn't kill the Raptor, and we draw a card. Okay. Goblin Chain Whirler, sure. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and play the Raptor. Next turn we can Moment of Craving plus Thunderherd. Then maybe we just start playing 6/7s. There's probably even some argument towards doing something like that this turn. Yeah. Let's reveal that Carnage Tyrant. Getting another mountain for no reason. Whatever. Yeah, we might just... Especially if they play another one, we're just going to lose to the double Phoenix draw. Which is a little frustrating since we're the deck with Commune with Dinosaurs. We have the cantrip, but sometimes the top 12 of your cards have as many of your best cards as the top 30 or whatever. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, we just start playing these, but not really anything we can do. Like, attacking doesn't do anything here, I guess. Eh, we should have done this first. Yeah. Because we can still block the Chain Whirler with our Carnage Tyrant. Huh. Maybe they do something foolish and just die to trample damage at some point. Problem is that they've got a bunch of cards in hand, so they can probably burn us out. Even if we, like, Moment of Craving to not die to this combat, they might just burn us out now. Yeah. So we're dead on board. Even if we shrink this down, they block here. Yep, we're dead. Ugh. Jeez. Wow, I thought that league was going to go much better than it did after the first match. And after the first game of that match. Rekindling Phoenix is a jerk. Maybe we go a little heavier on the red and play Lava Coil? If I thought I was going to run into a lot of Phoenixes, that actually sounds better than the Vraska's Contempt. Once we're on turn 4, we want to start playing our own 4-drops, not tapping out to remove theirs. But either way, that game was just really ugly. Both of the second two, just double Phoenix draw both games. Alright, so if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, you should subscribe to this channel, because we make a lot of Magic content. We're going to keep doing that. That's all I have for today. Thank you. Goodbye.